Dad left our family. Abandoned us for a mistress. There were six of us elementary kids. I clearly remember the day when we lived in the little country house outside of Hershey, Pennsylvania, when Dad waved at us and walked off the back porch as we all stood there crying and left us. And in those days where there were no deadbeat dad laws, we had no money. I can clearly remember that sympathetic farmers in the region would quietly, under the dark of night, leave on our back porch bushels of corn and rhubarb in order to keep us from starving. And I'm telling you something that doesn't need any exaggeration. We were poverty stricken. And how mom was able to gather up, whether she went and she sold things whenever we were in elementary school or not, I don't know. But I can recall one night, mom held us together, wonderful, took us to a little country church. We learned, we grew. That church was so instrumental in helping her through this horrible time of dad abandoning her and bringing us in and enveloping us in a wonderful love. During the course of that time, we started to get on our feet. And I can recall one day we were home in the evening. There's no air conditioning, and it's probably late spring or early summer. And we had chicken that night. And the six of us are around the table. The oldest one, I don't think that the oldest of the family was 12. And mom's up at the front of the table, had just served us. And as we're just gnawing away on this chicken and a couple of vegetables, probably corn and rhubarb, we noticed something. And my oldest sister said, "Mom, what are you eating? What part of the chicken is that?" And my mom said, "Oh, this is the special part. I hope you all don't mind. It's called the neck of the chicken. It's the best." And we noticed she liked it so much she wouldn't stop gnawing on it. Now, years later, I understand she gave all of that chicken that she had got purchased with money, I don't know where it came from, just enough for one chicken. And rather than sit there with nothing to eat, my mom acted as if a chicken's neck was a delicacy. You know something? My mom's gone on to be with the Lord. She's in heaven. But I will never forget that day of sacrifice. It wasn't until years later when we realized there's no meat on a chicken's neck. John chapter 13, 34 and 35. This is the commandment, that you love one another. You show that you are a disciple of Christ if you love one another. And I always remember my mom's dedication and sacrifice to us in those years. My mom was one of the main reasons I came to Christ later on. One, by what she said, but two, by what she did. She showed us a dear, deep, sacrificial love.